All right, guys, on today's video, we're gonna do a full power door conversion on the little hatchback here. So hopefully by the end of this video, everything works. Dude. No more. Can I get a number 3? And then, okay. And then, this thing gets annoying sometimes, but it is nostalgic, but we're gonna get rid of this. My name's Jay, and the little hatchback here has been slowly being modified over the last couple months, and I have already started the process on how to do this. So I'm gonna try to break it down as simple as I can. Over the past couple weeks, I've actually been fixing the interior on this little Civic, and I have removed all of it. So it made the wiring a lot easier. And I'm gonna show you guys right now how to install the wiring. Hopefully it's in enough detail. But basically we're gonna need, I think I broke it down into 4 different components, right? And the first one is we need the door harnesses for the driver's side and the passenger side. Now those are pretty easy to remove. It's just a bunch of clips here and then one door jamb clip in there, and it should just come apart. And we need one for the driver and passenger side. Here is the plug for the door that was in there, because the manual ones, it only has 2 plugs, well, 2 wires, and it's just for the speakers. So that's the only plug that needed to be removed, and it wasn't that difficult. And the next thing is gonna be the door jamb side of the harness, which is right here. These door jamb connectors that go into the dash, you need to disconnect them and feed them into the dash. You need to pull them out inside the dash. The same thing with the passenger side, only the passenger side just gets cut off. We need to give ourselves enough material length to solder and tap into this wire. Whereas the driver's side, you're gonna want to keep all of those clips. And I was able to disconnect the door plug harness here. I just fed it back into the cabin, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just chop everything off. I will worry about referencing cable colors later at home when I can, you know, properly write all this stuff down, because I mean, look at this. I'm not gonna get anything done here. So I'm just gonna chop it off past this harness here, because I think this leads to the passenger side underneath all of this carpet and heat shield fabric. So I'll worry about the wires that go that way after I get rid of all the wires I don't need. So I'm just gonna chop this off here. I managed to install the door harness for the driver's side. So the only thing left to do is to go through all these wires here. And let me show you. Those are my manual cable there. All of these are the cables that come from the door harness. And I managed to pretty much discern that all of these here are to the passenger side. So this also gives me every single cable that I need that needs to go over there, which is helpful because I have no idea what I'm doing. So we will come back to that later. After that, we have this ground here, and then we have this other clip here, which I don't know exactly what that's for, but we will worry about that later. And then we also have this green plug, which I thought was similar to the one that I have here, which I thought it was going to be a big issue because I didn't want to figure out how to, you know, splice everything together, especially when I don't know what every cable does. But luckily, they're different sizes, slightly different, and it seems that they both go right there in the back. There are slots for 2 of them, one at the bottom and one at the top. And the smaller one goes on the bottom side there, right under that other green plug, and then there's another one right here. That takes care of this plug. And the only other plug, well, 2 other plugs left, is this blue one and this green one. But this green one is for power mirrors, so I know I need that. All that's left to do is to discern which one of these plugs I still need. And it looks like most of these are for the sound system, which is good news because I already have mine here, and all I need to do is unplug these and install them into this plug here. I have removed all of the wires. I basically just confirmed which ones were duplicates, right? Because I want to keep the wire that I took from the power door one. So I just want to confirm I don't toss anything important in mine. And it looks like the only ones that are needed, right, that are already wired into my Civic are these 3 here. So it's a green, a yellow with white, and a red with blue. I don't know what those do just yet, but I do know that these 3 are already cut. There's a yellow, a green, and a red and blue here and here. So we're just gonna disconnect these and plug those over here. It's done. I'm gonna go ahead and just untape this up, put them all together, and set this aside so that I can figure out in my own time these stupid speaker wires, man. I need to figure out exactly which one of my wires go here. And thankfully, the speaker wires that go here are already wired into this, so I actually have OEM for these, so I need to figure out these other 3. These 8 wires right here, I think. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So once I figure out how I'm gonna wire them up, it should just be plug and play. And this little clip is the only one that I needed from another EX, which as you guys can see actually mounts back here onto this one right here. This should slide right, boom, and it'll just bolt right up against the wall. Real quickly, I try to go over the wires that we need. We're left with 3 blues and 4 yellows and 1 white. I've got 4 yellows and 3 blues, and I've color coded them with shrink wrap. So, shrink wrap, and they should be matching, and this will make wiring them a whole lot easier so I don't mix and match them. There are unfortunately 2 wires here that are the exact same color with stripe. Look at these. They are yellow and red. Yellow with a red stripe, yellow with a red stripe. I've noted them a little differently. This has a different texture tape, and this is for the power locks. The other one is for the power mirrors. So they will be wired up fine when I wire up the passenger side. However, I don't exactly know which cable is on the driver's side. I don't know which one of those yellow and reds is which, so I'll figure that out later. Now, that custom sub harness that I made basically just ran the length of the entire dashboard down at the bottom, just where the exact OEM harness would go. It's just that removing that OEM harness is a lot more time consuming, and I didn't want to go through all those wires, honestly, so I just made my own. And like I said, I was already fixing the interior, so everything was already removed, and it made it a lot easier. But you don't really need to take anything out. If you just make up your own harness, you can just feed it through the dash any way you like. This is the wires that I use. This is oxygen-free copper, not copper-clad aluminum, because some of these wires are going to be drawing a lot of power, so I want to make sure I have only copper. And this is 18 gauge. I'll put the link to this in the description. Got it off of Amazon. Pretty good deal, because now I have a bunch of wires here for any other projects. I will show you guys here the diagram that I use to reference all of the color codes and all of the pin locations. You guys can see here. Here I made a little diagram based on the forums and the internet, so that's why I said hopefully it works. The idea was I didn't really know too much about wiring, but I knew that these wires needed to be connected to something. So when I took that into consideration when I made my own sub harness, I just used that exact same amount, and that's all I did. That meant all I had to do was just feed them through the dash and then just connect everything. So technically I do have OEM wiring on this door and the passenger one as well. I mean the driver one. All right, so now that I've got all the wires done, we can actually install the components. So I've got everything I'm gonna need to install today, and hopefully it all works out. I gotta admit though, I like this door better. The color scheme, the pinstripes, and those are not the best. They're just gray. I had hoped they'd be black, but they're just not that great. So most of the components I imagine you guys probably already know are needed. You know, window regulators, window motors, switches, door panels, door harnesses, all that stuff. So let's just go over the simple stuff, which are the regulator. I had to mix and match because these regulators are notoriously easy to bend. These arms bend every time they go up and down, and the tracks are misaligned, and they go to shit. Your window gets out of line and it's annoying. So I had to mix and match this one with a motor that I also found from a different one. I had to splice it right there. But to install it, I have to make sure I put some tension on it and I install it in the right location. Shit, hold on. Okay, now we're ready. How does it go though? Idiot. I put the screws in the wrong way. It's upside down. I was like, why isn't it fucking holding on to the brace? And it's because the brace has no threads, that's why. And I also picked up this little plastic from the donor Civic that I took this wire from. These windows are held on there by just 2 bolts onto the regulator. Now we can just disconnect the window regulator for the manual windows and install ours. Boom. And you know, these being 30-year-old junkyard parts, I cleaned them as best as I could. All that's left to do now is add some lubricant to the rails because they slide back and forth, and the motor part here on these teeth, and then this spring here. It should be all lubed up now. There we go. The screws actually went in different spots, see? That was for the manual, that's for the automatic. So that's it. Motor has been installed. All we have to do now is install these clips to make sure all these wires are in their proper position, and then we can go ahead and make sure that the motor works so I can install the window. And one thing I do want to mention is that the power lock has already been installed. In my previous video, I had to make sure that the latch was working so that when I did this, everything was functional, and it turns out it looks like it is. Everything works, so hopefully that motor also works. And we're going to finish up clipping all these clips and move on to the passenger side. Plug it in and then zip tie. Okay, so at this point, I've done the wiring. I've installed the motors for the mirrors and the locks. All that's left to do is to find some way to fasten this control module to the Civic here. It's supposed to go right in here. Unfortunately, it's missing the plastic retainers that hold it, because obviously I don't have them. I managed to buy these on AutoZone, but unfortunately they're too fat. They don't fit in position, no matter what I do. So I have to find some way to fasten this here. Self-tapping screws maybe? I don't know, probably I'll go back to AutoZone and see if they have skinnier ones, but let's go ahead and test it out, see if it does work. Also, this little plastic piece is supposed to protect it from, you know, the water that goes into the windowsill, so I also picked this up. So to install this here, we need these clips that go there, and then they get screwed over with this. But like I said, we're just gonna try it out and see if it works. Now, the other thing we're gonna need is some fuses. And if you look at here at the fuse diagram here, we need a couple. And then this relay that I'll show you where it goes right here on the fuse panel. Okay, now the relay, pretty straightforward. It goes right there. These 4 slots, it goes right there. And then the fuses. We're gonna skip one after the interior light, and then one right next to it, and skip one for the rear, and then that's it. Oh, interesting. So there's only one for the locks. That makes sense. So these 2 are for sedans, for the rear power windows. Okay, so now that I've wired up the door harness, the regulators, the motors, the locks for the, the motors for the locks, I have also plugged all the clips back into place. I've done the passenger side as well. Everything is ready to go. So what I did now is I just went ahead and I just plugged everything in just to see if it works. Fuck, I don't even know if it needs to be on. Dude. Okay. Bro. Hold on a minute. Left, this is... Okay, the right side isn't working. Shit. Why aren't you working? Oh, this is a problem I did not want. Well, stay tuned for the next video. Let me try testing one more thing. I'm gonna see if that lock moves. If it moves, it means probably it's not my wiring, but if it does, it's probably the motor. Okay, so that's good. So there's probably something wrong with the connection to the motor for the window. Real quick though, let me see if the tweeter works. Tiny ass little tweeter is working. Can you hear that? It's super, only the super highs are playing. So the tweeters work, everything seems to be working other than that motor over there. Oh. Interesting. My bad. I have never used power windows before, okay? It was locked. So if I go up, it's going down. All right, it works. This is kind of strange. Okay, look, we got the blue wire with red on the top here, and this is how it goes. This is the top, but on this side we have blue and white. It kind of just flips up here. Let me flip these cables around. Okay, so that was on me. Looks like I just reversed the polarity, because now when I go up, it goes down, and when I go down, it goes up. So I'll just switch them back. Also, these trim pieces always bother me. Look, there's an empty slot here for the manual crank windows, but now the plug's already installed, because they've all been electrical. I just never had the clip. Okay, so I fixed the whole issue. It turns out I just had this little switch locked and didn't let me do anything to that side. So everything's fixed now. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together so we can go get a final shot. Okay, now as you guys can clearly see, I changed, and it's been a couple days since I finished the install. I had to wash the Civic, and then I had other stuff to do, and I got sidetracked, but it is done. I managed to put all the passenger stuff back on to the little Civic here. So all we need to do is put the driver's side one, and we should be good to go. I'm gonna get used to these tweeters and these locks. Removing the manual ones are so much easier, but not by much. There we go. I also realized that in all the confusion of me trying to fix everything, I didn't get a good shot of these components working the way they're supposed to. A new challenger. Let me show you guys. The Corolla hatchback. Look at that. And then the locks here will surely lock. Locked, unlocked. So that's it, guys. We got power locks, we've got power windows, power mirrors on this DX hatchback model, and it's a pretty straightforward install once you get all the parts. It is pretty expensive with all those door harnesses. Really, I'd recommend you getting them all in one, and maybe just connecting them to only pay the price of one door harness. But it is pretty simple. I mean, if I can do it, the only wiring that I had to do is just connecting the plugs from that end to this end, and then that's it. Putting everything in there, pretty straightforward. And my sprinkler would kick on right now. Okay, look, if I do say so myself, this has got to be one of the cleanest little hatchbacks on the street. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm biased because it is my hatchback, but a lot of these Civics out there, they kind of have a bunch of broken, mismatched pieces, and it's all kind of like just chaotic, but this little Civic definitely looks pretty clean. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. All right, so until next time, guys, take care and Goodspeed.